Hi, my name is Nelson Ranch, and I've been playing this game called Uma Musume. It's this game here on the right. Uh, I've been playing this game since late April of 2021, and I understand that it's actually quite popular now, even among English language. Well, maybe not quite, but okay. Maybe not quite, but popular enough that there's a core audience of English language speakers who play this game, even though this game has not been translated to Japanese. I understand this game is going to be translated into Chinese to be available in Taiwan, and it's being translated into Korean, so it can be played in South Korea. But I don't foresee anytime soon when this game will be available in English. So I'm not going to talk about how to play the game because that's actually already covered in the Discord public server called Uma Musume Pretty Derby. So you can go there and they'll give you information on how to download the game and play the game, and et cetera. Today, instead, I want to talk about how to get started and how you might want to raise a strong Uma Musume. So I imagine people who are watching this show, by the way, who are watching this YouTube right now, are people who already know Uma Musume. So I'm not going to define everything along the way, but I do want to say some things. So why play the game, right? By the way, if you have not noticed, introduction here is me starting Uma Musume, Discord public server, Uma Musume Pretty Derby. 3, I'm just going to go down this list and I'm going to go to like around here, okay? I'm probably not going to go through 6 today. It's just not going to have time, I guess. All right, so why play the game? I think there are 3 ways you can play the game. One is you can just enjoy playing the game because this game has the ability to watch these girls dancing and singing. Probably the most famous is Umakuri Densetsu. I'm not going to play this because YouTube is pretty strict with copyright. So I've actually cut the background music and I've actually cut the ability to play songs in the game so that this doesn't get hit by copyright. But you could definitely enjoy the game by watching these girls. And if there's any character that you really like because of the animated season 1 or the anime season 2, this is a great game to play. You really do get to interact. You really do get to interact with a lot of the characters that were introduced. I don't know. I'm going to say all, but most at this point. So I've been playing this game since 2021 in April, so it's over a year now, and so I've got all these characters. They're all available for me to play. But even then, there's this whole bunch that I've not been able to pick up as well. Some of them are the same versions with a different outfit. So Tokai Teo, the main character of season 2, is this character here. But she's also got her special outfit here, which I don't have. But for the main character of season 1, Special Week, Spechan, I have her here, and I have her here as well in her other outfit. So some characters have 2 outfits, some characters have only 1 outfit. The characters that were released recently, like for example, Major Palmer, she was only got 1 outfit. I think the current one right now is Sweep Tosho, so people who are interested can choose. When you start the game, you're going to get a ticket that allows you to choose who you want to pick. And if you have not drawn Uguri Cap, who is the main character in the manga Cinderella Gray, I highly recommend getting Uguri Cap because she is very, very versatile. She can run every single distance. She can run both grass and dirt, and she can do both Senko and Sashi. So she's very, very versatile. So if you have her, and if you're in a pickle, you can always just pick her and she'll run the race for you. Anyway, so that's one reason why you can play it. You can just truly just enjoy the game, enjoy the music, enjoy the dancing. It's wonderful. Uh, the other way you can enjoy the game is through the stadium. So this is the team stadiums, and these are the team races. And the team races, my current rank is, it's the top rank. Doesn't matter. So you can pick from, someone who's, slightly stronger than you, someone who's about the same as you, or someone who's slightly below you. So let's pick someone in the middle. And then, you race. We have a team of 3 Uma Musume that race against a team of 3. That's picked by random. This guy here, Yosuke. This is the long distance race. This is the dirt race. This is the mile race. This is the short distance race, and this is the middle distance race. I'll show you one race just to get you a sense of what it's like. I'm not going to show you the entire thing, so I'm going to skip it. And then, I only won one, so let's just show you the first one. I don't want to show you the ones I lost. So this is the results of all the races. This is the score that I got. So Hishiyama-san got the most scores. So long distance race, replay. And it's like this. So these are the 3. And right now she's not at her peak. In the red, she's not a character either by me or by my opponent. She's a character played by the AI. She's at her peak. She's second best, and then someone who's normal. I don't see anyone. These are all people who are slightly bad, and then she's not feeling well at all. You can see the race both in the top-down, vertical format, or you can see the race in a horizontal format. So this is a long-distance race, 3,000 meters at the Hanshin racetrack, and it's grass. So skip it. And they're off. When you play the game, there's music, background music in the background. I'm cutting that. So it's hard to tell from the screen down here, but you can tell from up here. This is the start, this is the goal. So the person there's a front pack, there's the back end pack, and then there's 2 packs that's sort of towards the front and towards the back. In Japanese, that would be the nige, this would be the senko, this would be the sashi, and that would be the oikon. I don't know what the terms are in English, unfortunately. But I believe the people at the front are usually called runners. But I could be wrong. So when a skill goes off, they get points. And the stadium is basically how many points can you accumulate by running these 5 races through these, 3 Uma Musume each. So a total of 15 girls. And this is her special, unique skill. This one's got a big bonus of 2,400 points. Regular skills colored in white basically give you 500 points, but skills that give you in gold has a more effectiveness that they give you 1,200 points. Yeah, it looks like Knight Taishin is going to win this one. Oh, 1, 2, 3 is not bad. But I lost all the 4 races, so I probably got like pretty bad points on this. So these races you can play as many times as you want during the day, as long as you got the race points. The race points are in the blue here. So I've got 3 more race points, so I can race 3 more times. If I run out of race points, then I could actually add more race points because the carrot jelly mini gives you more chances to run races. About 152. Need that many, but I'm personally not that invested in the races. Some people are. People who are at the top of the racetrack. You can sort of tell by clicking on this. So this is for class 6. Class 6 is the top, so you do for everybody. It's like this. So I have no idea how you get 1.4 million points out of that. The maximum points I got so far this week is 859,866 points. Right. But that gets me above the minimum necessary to maintain myself in rank 6. And as long as I'm in rank 6, every week I get this. If I fall, I'll get this. And then when I rise, I get these points. But I've been playing for a year. I should be able to maintain myself at class 6. And I've pulled the cards and the characters a fair amount. So I should have no excuses for falling to class 5. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. The other thing you can do is you can play the Champions Meetings. The Champions Meetings come out once a month. It's announced by the people who run the side games, people who run the game. And they announce which type of turf, whether it's going to be grass or dirt. They also announce which distance it would be, and they'll also announce the racetrack, and then they'll also announce the condition of the racetrack and also the season. And once you have all that information, then you can actually raise a Uma Musume that's specially tailored for those Champions Meetings. And I have to admit that I have put more effort into the Champions Meetings than to the stadiums. And so far, I have managed to win 7 out of the Champions Meetings. 14 has been done so far. So to sort of prove that, here it is. When you win it, you get this platinum title. So this is Capricorn for January. This is Aquarius for February. And Aries? No, Pisces is for March, and I didn't win, so I don't have the platinum for that. But then I won the one for April, the Aries, and so I have that. And then for May, I didn't win the Taurus, so I don't have that one. And then for June, I just won the Gemini, so I have the Gemini Cup platinum. And then I didn't win in July for Cancer, and I didn't win in August for Leo. So I only have the best I've got is silver for these 2. And then for September, for the Virgo, I won the Virgo Cup, and then I won and then I failed to win the Libra, the scales, and then I won the Scorpio, and then the Sagittarius. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 out of 14 is not that bad a track record. Ever when the game first came out, when I started playing it, I didn't get to the Grade League Class A finals. I think I got to the Grade League Class B finals and won that one for Taurus. Taurus was the first one to be done. So because I won that, I have a star here because I got second last time. So this, when you get the thing second time, they get a star. So Gemini, notice I don't have anything for platinum and gold because last time I won platinum, but before that, a year ago, I only got silver. And this was, I think, second place in Grade League Class B. And for Cancer, I have silver again because again, it was Class B, second place, I believe. And I only got to Class A at Virgo. So it took me a while. So when you start the game, don't expect to win at the champions meeting anytime soon. I started in late April, and that was May, June, July, August, September. So that's 4 months. 4 months of playtime, effective, before I got to one. And then from here, it's not too bad. I also pumped in a fair amount of money, so that's gacha games are bad in that sense. But you don't have to pump in money to enjoy the game. So these are the 3 ways that I think you can enjoy the game. You can enjoy the game through just playing the game. You can enjoy the game through the stadiums, or you can enjoy the game through the champions meetings. Okay, so the characters. Are like this. So I'm going to pick her for now. Have these 5 major statuses on top. And the max level is 1200 for each one. And the first one is speed. The second one is stamina. The third one is power. The fourth one is guts. And the last one is intelligence. Speed is actually only important at the very last leg. I'll talk about the beginning, the middle, and the last. But speed is only important at the very last leg of the race. At the very last leg of the race, you go at your maximum speed. And that is determined by this number here. You really want to hit 1200 because everybody else is going to hit 1200. So when you're going at max speed of, say, 1000 and everybody else is going at 1200, you're going to be left behind. Stamina is the health that you have to be able to run the entire course. When you can't run the entire course, the AI is going to figure that out and then reduce your speed so you can't you slow down. Or it's going to reduce the moment that you go hit the top speed, the moment you accelerate. And you will accelerate a lot later than everybody else. So you want to hit the minimum required stamina. And of course, if you're running a short distance, the minimum required stamina is much lower. And if you're running a long distance, like 3,000 meters, the minimum required stamina is much more. Now that stamina is a complicated number because it's affected by 2 things. One is it's affected by guts. If you have a high guts number, then you use your stamina more efficient. So your stamina goes longer if your guts is higher, although there's an asymptomatic curve. So the more you have guts, the less return you get. It's basically, pretty good until around 400. Until around 400 guts, you're getting pretty much like a 1-to-1 return. But beyond that, it rapidly goes down to increasing 2 points in guts only gives you 1 point benefit in stamina, the equivalent of 1 point increase in stamina, and then increasing 3 points gives you only 1 point, etc., as you get higher in number. So guts at 1200 and guts at 1000 isn't that different. The difference is that guts gives you a slight advantage in speed at the very last moment. So if you have guts 1200 and your opponent has guts, say 400, there'll be a significant difference in speed. But these days, almost everybody's got guts 600, and people end up with guts around anywhere between, at minimum 600, and people generally have anywhere around 700 to 1,000 or 1,100. So guts, again, doesn't make that much of a difference. The other thing that makes a difference for stamina is these blue things. These blue skills, these are skills now. These blue skills increase your recovery. It's basically a recovery skill. So it increases your stamina once again. So when your stamina goes low, once this kicks in, you increase your stamina so you can run longer, which means you could probably run a very long distance, like 3,600, which is the maximum distance, with something like stamina 600 and this, and guts at like, I don't know, 1,000 or something. Okay, maybe not 3,600, but if you have this and 2 gold recovery skills, you definitely can. So this is a white recovery skill. This is a gold recovery skill. You can get the numbers at a different place. I'm not going to talk about the numbers too much today because it's a hassle. Okay, so this is power. This is the third major stat. Power increases your acceleration. So the speed, not the speed, but the pace at which you get faster increases with more power you've got. So obviously you want to go at top speed as early as you can. So you want to have power 1200. Now power 1200 gives you, pretty good acceleration, but that's actually nowhere near as good as say her skill. This is Midget Orion, and she has her unique skill that's anabolic, and she increases her acceleration and she hits the corner of the final leg. And this skill boosts your acceleration by, I think, something more like 5,000 or some ridiculous number. So, even if you have like power 1,000, when this skill kicks in, it just overwhelms the numbers that you have from your skills. So at the very top end of the game, skills ultimately become more important than stats, I think. Okay. Because some of the stats actually have like a disproportionate influence compared to your skills. All right. So I talked about power. I already talked about guts to some extent, so we can do that. And then lastly is intelligence. Intelligence is important because the higher intelligence you have, the more chances that your skills go off. If you have low intelligence, your skills are less likely to go off. And as you just saw in the stadium game, the more skills you go off, the more points you get. So you want to have as many skills as possible, and you want to have as high intelligence as possible to make sure those skills go off. Now, this also has an asymptomatic curve. So even if you max out your intelligence at 1,200, you're still going to miss 10% of the time. You're not going to get 100% effectiveness. It's just the way the game is designed. Now, the interesting thing is when you train, so when you train, you can train for speed. When you train for speed, as a bonus, you get a little bit of power that goes up. And when you train for stamina, as a substat, your konjo, your guts goes up. And when you train for power, as a substat, your stamina goes up. And when you train guts, as a substat, your speed and power goes up. And when you train for intelligence, then as a substat, your speed goes up. So these skills are key, and they go, it depends on the character that you have. If you have a character that's got these bonuses, it's easier to go up for her speed, and it's easier for her to go up for her guts. All right. So these are the 5 major statuses. This is the skill set each character has. When you first get a character, only like half the skills are opened. So what you have to do is you have to open those skills by clicking on this. When you click on this, you can actually open up your skills. You can get up to level 5, and then that'll open up all your skills. It costs money, so be careful of how you do it. I've been playing the game for so long that I've opened up the skills for every single one of the characters that I own. So I'm not that useful on that one. Each character also has, so I started with her, Agnes Tachyon. Tachyon, her racing style is to do Senko, to be at the front end of the pack, not the very front, but like the middle front of the pack. And she has the ability to go to the middle back of the pack at B. A means that you're doing it at 100% effectiveness. When you're doing it at B, you're doing it at 90% effectiveness. So she's good at the middle distance here. And she's, very bad at short distance. She's okay at long distance, so she can actually raise this. She's at B here. And she's not horrible, but she's doable at mile. You have to work on. All right. So these skills, right, as I said, the white skills basically are the basic skills. The gold skills is the skill that gives you more benefits. So this is the lower version of this skill. And this is the lower version of this skill, Race Planner. Race Planner gives you recovery of 5.5%, and the lower skill gives you recovery of 1.5%. So, generally speaking, the gold skills are much more effective than the white skills. And the white skills, sometimes the white skills are really effective, but most often you have to be careful which skills you want to get. Now, when you're running the stadium, you just pick whatever is going to go off, because that's what you want. But when you're running the championship, when you're in the champions meetings, you want to really be careful of which skills you pick. Okay. So this is her unique skill. Every character has a unique skill. Hers is a recovery skill. Goldship, which is the character here, her unique skill is that she goes faster over a long period of time, halfway through after the halfway point of the race is matched. She has to be in the back half of the pack. She can't be in the front pack. She has to be in the back half. This is because her character is designed to run at the very tail end of the entire of the race. Okay. Now, when you start to play the game, what you find out is that, let's do this. I'll do regular mode. And I'm going to pick Tachyon again because we'll start with her. You get to pick two characters who get to be your parents. And you get to inherit what your parents can offer. Oops, let me turn this off. And let me turn this off as well. Generally speaking, a good skill to have is something that Opening Cap has. Mile. Right? That should stand. How about this? Speed. Well, anyway, you get to pick multiple characters, right? And when you pick these characters, that green bar is her unique skill, and the things that she's got here can be inherited. You have a chance of inheriting 3 times during your play session. The first time happens at the very beginning, where you inherited the blues. All the blues are inherited, and all the available reds are inherited at the very start. Then in the April of year 2, you inherit again, and you inherit, the blue and the red, and possibly the green and the whites. So you want good parents. So you get to choose another parent. I don't know, I'm gonna pick skills for now. And when you have good parents, then what they have basically get passed down to the child. And your child is going to inherit this and this as their parents. And then when I raise another character with her, then she will be here, and these 2 characters, C plus and A plus, will be here. Once you start playing the game, you'll sort of get it. It's all right. All right. Okay. So because of these bonuses that each character has that raises their stats, you have multiple ways in which you can actually train these girls. And probably the most popular way to train right now is the speed intelligence training. So you basically focus on raising speed, and you focus on raising intelligence. Because if you raise these 2, speed goes up your power goes up. And then when you raise intelligence as a substat, your speed goes up. So your speed goes up and your speed goes up again with intelligence. And intelligence can only be raised by intelligence training. So that's one way. Another popular strat is to work on speed and power. So you raise the speed and then you raise the power, and then that raises speed, that raises power. And then with that, your stamina also gradually goes up as well. So if you have bonus in stamina, that's a great one, speed, power. Then your stamina goes up. So your speed, stamina, and power goes high, and you can run long distances. Now, if you're not running long distances, then it's a different story. You don't necessarily need to raise speeds. Because of the inheritance thing, if you have characters that have 3 stars in blue and 2 stars in blue, notice that in 3 stars, you get 21. With 2 stars, you get less than 21. You get 14. So in this case, she has 21 here and 14 here. Oh no, you get 12, sorry. So you get 21 plus 12 and you get 33. So you ideally want to get 3-star blue, 3-star blue, 3-star blue. So a character like that would be for me, where should she go? Here it is. Would be her, Madazensky. 3 in power, 3 in power, and 3 in power, and that gives me a total of 63 just in power. Right. This character also gives a total of 63, but it's split. Part of it is in power and part of it is in speed. Sorry. Why did Madazensky go away? Let me see. Right? 3 in power, 3 in speed, 6 in power. 3 in speed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in power. And that gives me 21 and 42, total of 63. But doesn't have to be Madazensky. Since I used her already, I'll keep using her as an example. Here she is. 3 in power, 3 in power, 3 in power. Okay. Guts training. All right. So guts training. Guts training basically raises your guts, but it also, as a sub bonus, raises your, as a substat, it raises your speed and power. So you put, as many training as possible in guts, and your guts goes up crazy high, and your speed and power goes up. This is actually quite effective if you have a bonus on speed or power, because then as your guts goes up, your speed goes up automatically, and then you got to figure out a way to just increase your power. And this is rare, but I do it sometimes. There's a power intelligence strat, and that is that you raise your power, so your power goes up and your stamina goes up, and you raise your intelligence, and your intelligence goes up, and as a substat, your speed goes up. And when you think about these things, you want to think about where you want your bonuses to go from your parents and your grandparents. So it can be a pretty complicated game, but when you start off, you can always just do this. You pick the character, and then you just do this button here. And that just automatically chooses characters for you. The computer does it for you, so you don't have to worry about it. You can do this at the very start. I don't necessarily recommend it once you figure out what you're doing, but in the start, this is what you can do. This is not good, actually. Okay. Final point, notice that she's got 5 stars. Notice that she's only got 3 stars. When you start off the game, these characters have only 1 star. These characters have only 2 stars. But the 1-star and the 2-star characters basically is pretty much given to everybody. So everybody's got access to them. So that's why I was using her example. As you play the game, you're going to get more and more of these things called statues of the goddesses. When you have the statues of the goddesses, you can apply it to your characters. Right now I have 156 statues, but you can apply it to your characters and increase the number of points. And when you hit 200 points here, 200 pieces, you get to go up 1 and you go 4-star. Or you go 1-star becomes 2-star, etc., etc. Why are these stars important? If I'm not mistaken, when you start off at 3-star, when you add all the points, it's something like 350, if I'm not mistaken. It's something like that. It's a total of 350 points is divided that way. And as you go up, you get 50 points. And when you have 5 stars, so if you have 4 stars, you got 400 points. So this should total up to 400 points. So that's 23 points minus 8, 15, yeah, plus 15, yeah. And when you start with 5 stars, this totals up to 450 points. So there's a 100-point difference in stats between 5-star and 3-star. That's one of the reasons why you want to increase the stars if you can. If you're saving up for something, then don't hurry, don't rush it. The other reason why you want to raise stars to at the very least 3 stars is because if you start off with just 2 stars or 1 star, then I have those characters here. Just do the first like this. So she started off as a 1-star character. When you start off as a 1-star character, you don't inherit the green. The green can't be inherited that she's got. So that's the same here. This is one of the earliest characters that I made. Yeah. 2021 April. Oh, 2021 April 1st. So I must have started in the beginning of April or late March. Something, I thought it was late April. Maybe I started in late March. Dang. Okay, so I'll fix that. Fix that right now. Oh. Yeah, I must have started in late March. I know I didn't start in late April. I know I didn't start in late February. So late April is late March. Sorry, is when I started. I was off by a month. Sorry about that. My bad. Time flies. All right, back to the topic. So stars are pretty important. Stars are pretty important, and you want to raise your stars as time goes on. So that was like the long-winded introduction that went to 30 minutes. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to say to people, if you already know the basics of the game, just skip to this point. All right. So this is the point where I think is maybe relatively new for people who are playing this game. So right now, there are 3 scenarios. There's the URA finals. There's the Al High scenario. And there's the make a new track scenario, climax. And right now, make a new track gives you the strongest racehorses, Uma Musume, that you can race. So you want to do this if you want to, make a character for either the championship meetings or the stadium races. So let's pick this. And first thing you got to do, obviously, is you got to choose your character. And I'm going to choose this character because everybody's got her. She's originally star 1. And you also then want to figure out what she wants to do. So for me, what I want to do is I want to work on my stadium characters for now. And, as you can tell, S rank is special, A plus. It goes from like A, B, C, D, E. So it goes from E, D, C, B, A, and then S, and then SS, and then beyond that is UG. The game developers didn't expect people to hit UG this soon, but people have reached UG this soon. And what I want to do right now is I want to replace this character in the S plus to either an SS or a UG rank if possible. Okay. Right now I've got Side and Suzuka here. But, normally, if I'm doing it for real, I'll replace it with her. So I'm not worried about this one. And for this one, instead of the S plus, I will replace it with, where should go? Daiwa Scott here. There's SS rank here. So I need a character that is going to boost this. And then after that, it's short distance track. I got to replace Ziggy Motosinski. So I want to improve my long distance, right, for the stadium. All right. So if it's long distance, then having a character that's got as her unique bonus ability to recover, so she can run longer distances, is pretty good. This character, where is she? Here it is. Super Creek also has as a unique ability, as her unique skill, purity of heart. Again, a recovery thing. This can be inherited. So what I want to do is I want to inherit that. And is there a Super Creek in here? No. All right. So I want to inherit Super Creek, right? So that's kind of obvious. The other thing I want to do is I want to bump this up to A because you want to go to run the long distances. So that's the goal here. And I want to, close the gap on the mile thing. So how do you do that? You use this. You use the UMA tools, right? The U tools. So here, what I want to do is I want to pick the Uma Musume here. And Agnes Tachyon is, here she is. Is going to have specific relationship policies. So I'm going to have to borrow a character from somebody. And what I want to do is I want to borrow Super Creek. Where is she? Here she is. She gives 18 points. And I want to borrow then someone who gives me high bonus. So anyone from here is pretty good, right? So on my end, let's see. Machikane Fukitaru, nice nature. And Special Vodka. Let's see, here we go. Special's probably better. Well, no. I'm gonna try and shoot for nice nature. Okay. Maybe special week. So this character has speed 3 and long distance here. That's not going to work. Well, all right. Before I do this, I know I want Super Creek. So let's do Uma Musume DB. This is another website. This is Uma Musume Database. This is a website that I use often when I do this. You pick Super Creek from here because that's the character I want. Where is she? There she is. right? Then I want, as her red skills, mile, and I want 6 mile if possible. And I also want long distance of at least 1. I'm willing to go with 5. And for blue, what I want is I want power. Power 9. All in on power, because I'm going to do guts training. Let me do search. I got 1 character that's got that. Perfect. So you go to your menu, you go to your friends list. Okay, right now my friends list is full, so I have to actually kick someone. It's tough. Power, power, power. Yeah, see, this is a character I don't want to kick, but I don't have any choice for the moment, so no. How about here? Sailing Sky. Speed, mile. Oh, yeah, I don't want to kick that. Take shots and power dirt. Yeah, okay. I need that. Spring Shin. Let's see what you got. Speed, middle distance, mile. Oh, damn you. Okay. This person. Power mile. Yeah. I want to keep these characters. Oh, yeah. It's 5 dirt, so I want to keep that too. Okay. Power, stamina. So I'm going to unlock him, her. So that feels bad because I used to follow him and he used to follow me. But temporarily, I'll have to do this. And then I copy list. And I can follow this person. So now, when I go to the home page, do this, tachyon, and rental. There she is, Super Freak. And that jacks up my long distance to an A and my mile to a B. And now what I want is I want my mile to go to A, because being able to run as many races as possible is good for making a new track. So I want to have a character that's got at least got 2 in mile. So the red is actually quite important. If you have just one star here, yeah, if you have just 1 star here, you can raise it from a B to an A. And if you have 4 stars, you can go from a C to an A. And since Agnes Tachyon started with a D, I need to have 7 stars in the red. So I've got 5 in mile here. So I need 2 more in mile. That would actually help. Yeah. Now, I also want to figure out this. So she is Scarlet. And I'm going to pasa. There she go. Where are you? There she is. All right. So that's 49 points. If you want to go over 50 to get a circle, and you want to get 150 for the double circle, so that should be 50 actually. So for here, I want a character that's quite good here. So as I said, these four will be good. So you can borrow one character from outside, but the other character that you raise has to be from your own. So she's power there, and she's got mod. And she's got mod here. This is better. Power 42. So let's take a look. So power 3, that's 6, and 2 in guts. All right. So it's not power 9. But remember, what we're going to do is a guts training. So when we do guts training, and that's the 2 mile there. The 2 mile here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bumps it up from a D to an A. And so here is going to be vodka, and that pumps it up to here. And then that's going to be Oguri Cap. And that's going to be Measure Ryan. And that's 136. And another 50 more points was probably gained because these characters have run these races. And if they win in these races, then if they win races and this character, if the races that they won match, if they overlap, you get actually a little bit of bonus to the relationship. And you ideally want to get a double circle. If you can get the double circle, it's really good. And the easiest way to do that is to do this. And when you have double circle, the other reason why you want that is your chances of inheriting gets better. So you have a chance of inheriting 21 power, 12 guts, and 21 power here. But if your relationship is bad, then although you have a chance of inheriting 21 power, you don't actually inherit 21 power. You might actually inherit, I don't know, like 15 power or something like that. So to raise these things and to raise the possibility of getting these things, you getting the bonus for this, you want to have a double circle. You can't go higher than A when you start off the game, but in the April of your second year and April of your third year, you have a chance to inherit, as I said earlier. When you inherit, there's a chance that the red star gets inherited. And when the red star gets inherited, these things might bump up. And when they bump up, so if, in this case, the ability for Sashi, so her aptitude for running, not in the center front, but in the middle back, goes up, this could turn into an S. And that will give her like a 10% bonus. And if her mile, I'm pumping in 7 stars into miles, so there's a good chance that her mile will go up. But if her mile goes up, then she's going to run mile races at 10% the speed. And if the distance goes up, then there's a chance that she runs the long distance at 10% the speed. And if for some unknown reason, not some unknown reason, it can't. But if I happen to have a red star on grass, then this would go up, and when the grass goes up, power would be 10% more. So your speed could be 10% more in the distance. Your power could be 10% more either in power, either in grass or dirt, and your intelligence could be 10% more in one of these categories. So in her case, I want to do this, and I also want to do guts training. So I want to do. Initially, I had planned to do this. Where should go? You Dictus. And I also happen to have Sailing Sky. So initially I planned to do this, and this will give me a bonus of 60 race bonuses, which means when I win a race, I get a plus 60% bonus on what I would have normally got. At the minimum, you want plus 35, because that means that when you win races, you get a 3-point bonus to your, you get a 3-point boost to your stats. And if it's 35% bonus, then it's 1.35 times 3, so you get 4.05, and so you get instead of getting 3 points, you get 4 points. When you don't get over that integer, just round it down. So if it's 30%, then it's close. The 3 becomes a 3.9, but because it's a 0.9, it just gets dropped. So it's a win. So you actually want to hit 35 at minimum. Ideally, you want to hit 50, because when you hit 50, and the last race that you run at the very tail end of Make a New Track, you get a plus 20 bonus. And this one, I think, has 60. That's 15, 15, 30, 30, 40, 50, and 60. And so I get a plus 21. If I actually do Marvelous Sunday, here she is, 10%, 10%, 15, 15, 10, 10, 10, 10, that's 40, 15, 15, it's 30, it's a 70%, and I think that's plus 22 or 23. It's not bad, but do I want to use a character, use a card that's weaker for this specifically to get that bonus? Well, I mean, sometimes yes, sometimes no. It depends on how you want to do things. I had just realized that instead of doing it this way, Sailing Sky, what I can do is I can do this, find motion. So I'm going to change Sailing Sky. She gives me 10%. And then Admire Vega, Haru Urara, Yukino Vision. And here, I'm going to use, where'd you go? There she is. Air Groove. And that will give me 10%, 10%. That's 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, which is pretty good as well. Doesn't have to be her. I don't know of anybody who's Guts character that gives you long benefits to long distance per se. The other possibility is I could do her. And that would give me more in stamina. Now well, we could do this, right? So this raises her intelligence. As her intelligence goes up, as a sub bonus, her speed goes up. These 3 cards raises her guts. As the guts goes up, her power and speed goes up as well. The power is covered by this. The speed is covered by her 20% bonus. The guts, she gets a 10% bonus on guts. If you remember, 10% bonus on guts. So that would mean that she might overflow on guts if I do 4 cards, but if I do 3 cards and this, it might not. But the question is, do I need do I want this character who doesn't necessarily raise her stats? Well, for the moment, let's try with where'd it go? Air Groove. I can't think of a better character. That fits the bill. The other option, I think, I've never used this card before. The other option is Tomo Cross Guts card. What does this card give you? Yeah, right now. Oops. I'll use Air Groove instead. And hopefully this would raise her stats high. And that's how I would start the game. And now, this has gone on way too long. So I'm gonna stop here for now. And the next video is gonna be on me actually doing this thing. So I'm gonna take a quick break back in this video. All right, see you guys around.